Hey. Okay, I got some new stuff going on and I don't know where to look. Oh Lord, what is I'm gonna do? There we go. All right. I'm lining up while while I wait on the people to come. Hey honeycomb. I'm just doing some technical things, getting comfortable, pulling out my shirt out, my rolls, all the good things that I need to do to be on point. Let me see. So I'm gonna be looking at two different places, just so everybody know that. One place is Instagram, the other place is YouTube. I got some little relaxing music. Hey, it's just us right now. I got a little something to talk about. You got something you need me to talk about? Let's see if I can add it in. I got my cards. I've been having a busy day. I'm still unwinding from the day. How was your day, honeycomb? You had a good day today? I'm just checking in on you. Hey, it's Chuck Lott. How you doing? Welcome to Spiritual Tools Tuesday. What is today? Spiritual Tools Tuesday. This music got me chilling. Hey, Danny. I know that's right. Shit, let's go. Hey, Rachel. I didn't miss your message, Rachel. I just don't have an answer yet. My week is so packed. But I'm 11, one of these 11:45s. I'm gonna get you. Hey, AR, your day was good. I'm tired as hell. What I'm doing? Am I turning this off? Yes, I am. I turned off the music, y'all. I'm tired. I am tired. TIDE, like the detergent. Tired. I'm tired. Okay, look at Instagram. Y'all get all my goodies. Hey. Y'all don't look at that. Hey, Mama Ladybug. I don't think I've ever seen you before. Welcome to Spiritual Tools Tuesday. Man, listen, y'all. Today we are going to talk about walking your path. Walking your path and some of the things that you have to face as you start to live a new life, right? We are talking about following our destiny, learning to walk in this trust walk that is called using our spiritual toolkit. So all the things that we talk about in Spiritual Tools Tuesday and Sunday check-in. Oh, let me do my intro. I am Mama Lewa, those of you who are new. This is Spiritual Tools Tuesday. We do this every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central Time, every Tuesday. Hey, Tracy, ID _11. On Sundays, we do our Sunday check-in. And so, look, I already had my, hey, just call me Patricia. Welcome, welcome. I already had my Five of Swords reverse moment. Did you all have your Five of Swords reverse moment? Remember Sunday we were warned about things coming in to shake us up that had the potential to be something, but probably would not take us off our square if we are diligent and paying attention. Also, it could be that there is a situation that seems to be deliberate that is not deliberate. You know what I'm saying? You know how sometimes you have a run-in with somebody and you got to charge it to their head and not to their heart. Yeah, so that's a Five of Swords reverse kind of moment where somebody got you messed up, but they really wasn't trying to get you messed up, just messed up. Yeah, so that's the theme of this week, you guys. So with that kind of card, hey Lisa Love 06, hi boo. With that kind of card being the card of the week, it is really important for us to think before we speak. I had my moment that night. Oh Lord, it came right on in. Honeycomb already had hers. It's just Tuesday, and that card was the card of the week for on Sunday. So we were good to start the week. I know that's right. It's good to get it out the way in the beginning of the week. So you can be like, all right, now it's smooth sailing. Let's just keep it rolling. Yes, y'all gonna speak to each other. You know, we a family here on Spiritual Tools Tuesday. We be here every week together. I'm so proud of us. We getting our lives together. So I'm doing this because the people who, you didn't miss nothing, Lisa Love, we just started. The people who are the regulars and the people who have been following the path of spiritual tools. I have seen time and time again their lives change, their perspective change. And so as you are following this path, because you're here watching Spiritual Tools Tuesday, you're going to find yourself changing, right? And so this Spiritual Tools Tuesday is about walking through that change, right? And some of the things that, as I have started walking this spiritual path, some things that I have had to face and walk through, so that when you're going through it, you're not thinking, oh man, I must be crazy. Because that's one of the things you're going to be thinking is, I must be crazy. So that's what we're talking about. So if you have questions or if you have comments, please put them in the comments so we can talk about it. But we're going to be talking about, you know, like this whole, oh, and the cats are on 10. They on 10 today. So you might hear all type of WWF goings on in the background. Just act like you don't hear it. All right. So before we get into it, to our thing, we're going to do our card of the day. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. I got the little stars. Lord, I keep booted on my own self. I know that's right. What was I going to say? I left the little stars in my room. I meant to bring them up front, but I don't see them. So we are stuck with I'm sorry, I left the big stars. So we stuck with the little stars, and you know the little stars be telling all your little business. So let's see what the little stars have for us on today. Now, you know, like I said earlier, we coming off of that 5 of Swords reverse energy. So let's see what is the rest of the week. Ooh, please be upright. Please, but be a good upright. Oh, God dang it. It is the 9 of Cups reversed. I'm not happy with this card. Hey, that dang Washington. I'm not happy with. I know, snatch of wigs today already out the gate. So those of you that are new to this, the 9 of Cups is the wish card. When the 9 of Cups reverse comes up, you do not get your wish. So we got some disappointments this week. But the other part, and I'm kind of hearing this too, there's another aspect of this card, which is overindulging. Hey, Rosemary Limeade, overindulging. So this is the eat, drink, and be merry card. So sometimes when it come up, we be eat, drinking, and being too merry, and it's to our detriment. So 2 things. When the 9 of Cups reverse comes up, you know, this is the time for you to put extra energy into clearing out obstacles between you and your goals. That's first. The card was the 9 of Cups reversed. That was the card. 2 of my god babies on here. That's Rachel and Rosemary Limeade. They're my babies. They're my babies. So anyway, so what do we do when we have the 9 of Cups reversed? We circle our wagons. We check our details, right? This is a good time to go over any plans that you've had and make sure that all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed. This is a time to check if you have been waiting on somebody to get back to you on something, to do their part of the process. This is a good time to check because maybe they dropped the ball. This is also, if you're waiting on an answer to something, you might want to have a backup plan, because when the 9 of Cups reverse comes up, there is some mess in the game. right? Now, the flip side of that, the eat, drink, and be merry. You don't want to do too much of a good thing, because when we're doing too much of a good thing, that means that sometimes we lose sight of what's important. We are out of balance on the happiness side. So just think about what happens on Thanksgiving when you eat too much, and then afterwards you sitting on the couch like, I can't move no more. The pain in my stomach right here. So this is a warning to not to overindulge in the good times. So apply that as needed and keep your eyes open this week. Oh my God, especially with in partnership with the Five of Swords reversed. And the Five of Swords reversed was that sneaky link in the background. Oh my God. So that means that it's some stuff in the background, in the works, that you need to keep your eye on, because it has the potential of stopping you from getting what it is you're trying to get. Woo! Oh, this is one of them weeks. Amma is always like, Mama Lewa, your card's always telling us no. And this is one of them weeks. Haha, that's funny because I'm circling back on the last reading, good times. And oh my God, that last part, too much, not to overindulge. Yeah, so I've had some overindulging moments, which is why Instagram get to see all this right here. I was like, I'm going the wrong direction. I'm getting fluffier. This ain't working. So sometimes you have to regroup. And this is one of the weeks where you regroup. And so this is a lesson about bad news. Sometimes bad news is not actually bad news. It is just, yes, with the sneaky link. I know I used that in the wrong context, but it seemed to work in that space. So watch your sneaky links, because they probably own some stuff this week too. Anyway, but the negative cards, or the bad cards that we get, usually are a warning to let us know that it's time to keep an eye on what it is that's important to us, to check our back doors and our front doors to make sure that things are as they need to be, and to have our backup plans in place. So it's just not the time to relax. You can't let it roll. You gotta be diligent this week. This is the week to be diligent. Maybe next week we get to relax, but not this week, especially if you're using these cards the way you're supposed to. All right, that's the card of the day. Let us have a moment of silence for the Nine of Cups reversed. All right. I have to pause really, because I'm like, no, I don't want a bad week. Look, I just want y'all to know, this stuff be affecting me just like it be affecting you. Don't be thinking because I'm Mama Lewa that I be over here like, yes, I am master of all, nothing affects me. No, I be over here like, God dang it, now what? Let me go light my candle. Oh, shit. So what are we supposed to do this week? Sage your house. Either sage, frankincense and myrrh, sandalwood is good, Nagchapa is good. You want to clear the energy. You want to elevate the energy in your house. You want to, this would be the week to really be on your meditations and sitting with your altars for guidance. You need extra guidance during these weeks. These hard weeks, you need extra. This is not the week to be like, nah, I'm just going to roll on my own. I ain't even going to talk to my people. No, you need to talk to your people, because that connection helps you to dodge some of them bullets that's coming our way this week. You want to, I said meditate. This is the time to, journal, so that you can think through 3 and 4 steps ahead. And also so that you can walk through your backup plan. This is a good time to get a reading on any new decisions you're making this week, not just because I do readings, but because you want to know where the trap doors are. So like, trust and believe, I'm going to be reading extra this week for myself because you're not in your own home. So you got a car, Lisa? because you got to do some of this stuff in your car. Yeah, you got to do some of this stuff in your car. If you're not home, if you don't live somewhere that you have the freedom to light your candles and light your incense, then when you're in your car, you're gonna do your cleansings with your frankincense. I'm sorry, with your Florida water. You can get frankincense and myrrh oil. This will be the time to keep that on you for the protective layer, but also for the clarity and to attract your blessings. Hey, MDM261, you cleanse yourself with sea salt for mental clarity, for protection. You can add a little bit of basil in that. And Lisa, that's something you could put in your hand like this, a little sea salt in your hand, add a little basil, and just cleanse yourself like this when you're by yourself. You can do that in the bathroom. You could take a bath. Lisa, if you can take a bath, you can soak in these things. If you can't, you could take a cup full, dissolve it in some water, and splash yourself with it after you're done in the shower. So these are things that are real discreet that you can do. This is the time to keep your crystals in your pockets. Put them in your bra, put them in your pockets. Chuck, you can't put yours in your bra, but you can put it in your pockets. Okay. And the reason I'm saying this is because when we are being challenged, that is the time when we have to lean on our spiritual tools. That's when we really need those extra little pushes, those extra little perks to help us to get through the challenges of the week. Okay. I saw, what is her name? I don't even know her name, but she's a Christian lady who was a gospel singer. She still is a gospel singer, but she does comedy. And she has a makeup line. She did the Holy Ghost rollers of the old ladies that be in the church with the mustache. She got this little eyelash that's a mustache on her lip. I like her. She's funny. But today she put on a post on Instagram that said, "Sage is for Thanksgiving dinner. It's not for spiritual warfare." And it just made me so sad because I could just hear all the Christian people who have been burning sage and who have been, oh, this is a good transition into what I want to talk about, who have been burning sage and who have been seeing the benefits of burning sage, burning frankincense and myrrh, incense and things, who have seen the benefits of that in their lives, but who were like questioning it because of how it fits within their doctrine, and seeing that post, and then they stopped doing it. And I was like, man, that is so messed up, living in this fear-based society, which is interesting because frankincense and myrrh is in the Bible. Like, they literally gave it to Jesus. Like, they, dude, take this frankincense and myrrh because it's good for your life. Now here we are in 2021 and it's like the devil. Are you kidding me? Like, so no tea, no shade. But God made sage. He literally made that. That is nature. It grows from the ground. How is that bad for you? I don't understand. But that ain't my cross to bear. See what I did? I didn't mean to do that, but it was kind of funny in the moment. So I'm going to roll with it. Anyway, so that is a good transition into what I want to talk about, which is walking your path, right? So me, I am a unique case. I have never been Christian. I've always been Afrocentric. I've always been Pan-Africanist. I've always been connected to ancestors. My mama burned candles, and my grandmama burned candles, and my great-grandmama burned candles and did spells and stuff. I didn't know they were spells. I just thought that's what you do when you use the stuff in the bottle that my mama made and you put it in the tub and you soak in it. That's what you do because you don't feel good. And so I was raised with that. Pause. Ever since I started following you and learning from you, I feel balanced when it comes to this. Thank you. I am glad that I'm helping. Because there is that question. So what I've been working with people through is, how do I deal with my family and friends as I start to change? Because working with your spiritual tools and with your spiritual self and using a different gauge in life changes you. You no longer, hey, Mackenzie DeMarco, you no longer see things the way you used to see them. You no longer react to things the way you used to react. And you no longer plan your life in the same way that seems familiar to the people who used to be around you. So there comes a time when you feel lonely. I'm serious, because people are going to start shying away from you. They're going to start saying stuff about you that, like, you are crazy and you are wrong. But what's going to help you, I think, if you pay attention, you're going to see a peace in your life. You're going to see an ease in the way that you bring growth into your life that is not going to be in the lives of the people who are criticizing you. They are going to be having the same issues that you had, but now that you are overcoming, you're going to be able to look at them and be like, but what you're doing is not working, right? Now, to me, everything. So I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, I had a guest on here and she was like, does Christianity work? And I was like, nah, not a lot. Because a lot of the people who I see practicing Christianity are very unhappy and feeling like they don't have power in their lives. They're very fearful. Now, some people can use Christianity to heal themselves and to fix their lives. And if they are able to do that, that's good. I'm happy for them. But what I've found is that people have been missing things. And the thing that they are missing is spirit. Hold on. Today is the first chest tightening anxiety attack I've had in a long time. Peace and light. Did you know what to do with that? Did you have new tools to work that? You know what I'm saying? And if you did, I'm glad. And if you didn't, give me a call. Maybe we can talk through it. And that's the kind of stuff. Like, to me, the way that we are dealing with life is not working. It's not working. It's not working. It doesn't prepare us for the hardships that are a part of life. It doesn't prepare us for thinking through the challenges, for working through the challenges. It doesn't give us anything. Well, you just better pray. Like, okay, I prayed. It's still fucked up. What do I do? I still feel really bad right now. What do I do? So we need something that's going to empower us and to give us the tenacity to make it from the good times through the hard times back to the good times. All I had at the time was my slow, deep breathing. Bless you, Julia. Sometimes that's all we have. But it helps us to bring us back to our center using your spiritual tools. That deep breathing brings you back to your center. It's good for pain relief. It's good for anxiety attack. It's good for headaches. Like when you can't get your hands on anything, you don't have no medication, you don't have nothing, you don't have nobody to talk to, you can't get to your counselor. Deep breathing will help you to get to your center long enough to hold it together until you can get to that next thing. So, it was a couple of things that I wanted to touch on today. First of all, I wanted to touch on that feeling of being isolated. As people start to pull back from you or start to look at you differently, there will be a time that you have, like Julia said, nothing but yourself to rely on. You don't have nothing but that deep, slow breathing to get you through, to let you know that you are doing what's right, it sometimes is challenging because it's so different. And to me, and so I'm speaking from what I've observed, because to me, it's not so different. I'm surrounded by people who act and think and interact like me. But when you're coming from a different space, whereas all of this is new, and you're learning, relearning how to interact and trust your intuition. There is a time when people tell you what you are doing does not make sense because there's no physical evidence that this is what you're supposed to do, because you're going with your internal alarm system. You are going with your connection with spirit. Another meme that I saw, it was a guy. Hey, Daniel Johnson, welcome to Spiritual Tools Tuesday. There was a meme that said, when I'm talking to a girl and she is not connected to Jesus Christ or something like that. And so the guy was talking to the girl, and then she was like, yes, because, I feel through my connection with the universe. And like she kept saying, and the universe and spirit was telling me, and he was like, I was like, wow, it must really be hard transitioning into a space where you actually are listening to your spirit. And it's so sad that we live in a time where that is seen as weird, as demonic, as, something to be feared. But when you start walking in that walk and you feel the peace of mind that you have in the darkest days, you know that this is what you need. That's all I'm saying. Like, if it's working, work it. If it's not working, if it doesn't feel like it is in alignment with what your spirit wants you to do, let it go. And that's really the biggest lesson about living this spirit-led path. You have to do what feels in alignment with yourself. And you have to recognize when your spirit is saying, this is not working. Because that's when we get in trouble. When we do stuff that we know ain't working. Think about the times that you stayed in a relationship too long and you was like, this ain't working. Let me just try one more time. Or you at a job and you're like, this ain't working. Let me just keep going to work. And then you go to work and one day you snap and be like, nah, I ain't doing this. Like, when things aren't working. I'm just telling you to get comfortable relying on your own intuition. Pause. Hey, the glitchy gamer. What it do? Welcome to Spiritual Tools Tuesday. So the other thing, be prepared for your spiritual voice to get louder, right? So you get all these instructions. We got a new person, y'all. The glitchy gamer just bust right on in with, I don't have a job. Hey, the glitchy gamer, I don't have a job for you. I'm sorry. Anyway, so I just got thrown all the way off. What was I talking about, y'all? I was talking about something very important. Oh, don't be surprised when the voice within you that guides you gets stronger, because we are doing the work so that we can be more clear about what we're hearing, right? All the altars that we're creating. So if you have your ancestor altar up, if you have your spirit guide altar up, if you have a space that you've identified for you to do your meditation, if you go outside and interact with nature, if you're doing all of these things, that voice is going to get louder. Hold on, pause. Now, I grew up going to church, but when I opened up my mind, I saw something in church that I do search as prayer time. I saw that and was like, that's meditation in my eyes. It's true. There are these correlations. Like, meditation ain't nothing but prayer. Affirmations ain't nothing but prayer. Prayer is us talking to God. God is spirit. So if I'm saying talk to spirit, listen to spirit, I'm saying listen to God. God is in you. If you truly believe that you have a connection with God, that God is in you, then you know that you got to have ways to communicate with that energy, right? Now, your language is going to change, and the way that you interact is going to be different, right? Hey, grammar for Nazi. I mean, I'm sorry, in 4Z. I totally read that wrong. Hey, welcome to Spiritual Tools Tuesday. So, as you start to incorporate your spiritual tools into your life. And me, I always say the same things as your spiritual tools. And I'm not saying that you have to use the ones that I use. But if you find some that are working and that are helping you get through these difficult times, like having anxiety attacks, not having a job, breaking up in a relationship, going through a divorce, as if you use these tools and you find that they're working for you, keep them. So meditation, spiritual breathing, walking in nature, journaling, candle work, crystals, incense, prayer, affirmations, fasting. All of those things are spiritual tools that you can use at your discretion that are free, that you have access to without anybody telling you to do that. You have access to them, and those things will give you the strength to make it through that whole thing, that good things, I say this all the time, good things happen to good people and bad things happen to bad people. That is not real. Bad things happen to good people all the damn time. And what we are told is that it is either our fault that we have bad things happen to us, or that we're not praying hard enough, and that's why we still have problems. That is not true. Pause. That book, Conversations with God, Volume 1. Oh my God, that's a beautiful book. Yes, I love that book. Conversations with God will help you change your perspective and know that God is not angry with you. And it will help you to understand that you are in partnership with God, that you are a reflection of God, and that the energy that God is, you are as well. So you get to pull from that at will. Right? That's the whole purpose of me using the Conversation with God book in my class. So that because the first thing to do if you're going to start doing spiritual work is to understand that God is not angry with you. That is a source and an energy that you are open to access, no matter what you are, no matter what mistakes you've made in your life, no matter how bad you've been or how mean you've been. You always have access to the energy, to God. God is never turning his back on you. So once you realize that, then you start to see yourself differently. You start to see that you have some agency, you have some power that you can pull from. Now, it doesn't mean that I got power now, boom, I'm just going to change my life. No, but what it does is it helps you to think through and to bring in the resources in your life to make the changes you need to make to experience what you're trying to experience. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all about action. Hey, a fool in the light. There you go. Hey, welcome to Spiritual Tools Tuesday. Okay. What was I saying? I just blanked out. So when you have things, so the thing, I did a whole Spiritual Tools Tuesday on the things that stop us in our tracks: death, loss, breakups, divorces, loss of jobs, loss of homes. Those things stop us dead in our tracks, right? And we don't really have the tools. Nobody ever tells us what we are supposed to use to get through those times. They just be like, act like it doesn't. I remember when my dad died and I was going through it. Like I told y'all this before. I was going through it and people would tell me, oh, it's been long enough. You should be over that. But they never told me how to get over it. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you supposed to get over it? I ain't got no job. Like, what? So I do not prescribe spiritual work as a band-aid that makes everything better. It does not. If you don't have a job and you don't have money to pay your bills, that's a fucked up situation. And it's going to be a fucked up situation until you can fix it. You know what I'm saying? The spiritual tools is not a magic wand that's going to be like, boom, now you got a job. But what they do is that they help you to make it through those dark days when you like, man, I ain't got no money. I ain't got no food. I'm about to get put out my house. I'm about to, like, all these are real life situations that I've had to help people through. And it wasn't like, okay, well, light this candle and now you have an apartment. It's not that. It is light this candle, get quiet so that you can hear your spirit telling you what the next step is, how to walk through this fire so that you can get through to the other side as quickly as possible. So you don't have to sit in this spot and suffer. There, you might have to suffer a little bit, but there's a way through it. And if there's a way through it, I'm finna show it to you. That's why we get quiet. Now, it is true. Sometimes you can mess yourself up so bad that even your spiritual tools don't help you. We try not to do that, which is why we get the readings, which is why we get we check in with our altars. And this is, earlier when I was saying this is a rough week where we got the 5 of Swords reversed and we got the 9 of Cups reversed. This is a rough week. So this is why we gotta stay close to those spirits that guide us, because they want to show us the shortcut through the bullshit, right? Because sometimes life, I ain't even gonna front. Sometimes life you be like, man, this is a lot. And it be days like that. Sometimes it be months like that. Sometimes it be years like that. And the spiritual tools helps you get through it, right? So I got off track. So as you start to change how you interact with your spirit and with the world, you're meditating. Now you're saying things like, you know what? I can't do this thing because it doesn't feel good to me. I can't be in this space because it's not in alignment with who I am in this moment. When you start to move a little different, now you have to reevaluate who's in your circle. You have to do constant cleanup. You got to deal with people that turn their back on you because now they don't recognize you, and you have to know that you're okay. You have to face your own insecurities about, am I doing this right? Did I make the right decision? Am I doing these prayers right? Should I have this altar in my house? Like, these are conversations that are part of your spiritual journey, and it's normal. It's normal to be afraid. It's normal to be confused. It's normal to want to stop. It's normal to stop. Like, sometimes you like going hard in the paint. Like, I've been journaling and I've been meditating. I meditate 3 times a week. Been meditating 3 times a week. And then all of a sudden it's been 3 months and you ain't meditated. That's normal, right? I have to remind myself that this is a journey. It's not a race. It's not a challenge. It's a journey. And in a journey, sometimes you sit down and you take a break. And that's okay. Sometimes you get sidetracked. Oh man, I was going to school, but I stopped off at the stove and now I'm late for school. Like, we do that in real life. So you're going to do that in your spiritual life. These are things that happen when you're walking the path. And if you understand that remember, those of you that took spiritual tools class, there is no right or wrong is the first thing we learn. So there's no wrong way to be spiritual. Now there's the hard way and the easy way. There's consequences, but it ain't right or wrong. You do I like to say this to people. You do what you can do in that moment. And if you recognize that for yourself and you recognize that for other people, it gives you more grace. Hey, Candace, there was my daughter. It gives you more grace with yourself and with other people. So then when you say, I made, you look back on your life and you be like, when I was 22, I did some things that I'm ashamed I've done. And when you look back and you say, but I did what I thought was best in that moment with the equipment that I had, with the experiences that I had at 22, with the knowledge that I had at 22, I made the best decision I could make in that moment. Now I'm 44, I can make better decisions. So I love myself through that. I forgive myself for whatever I did in the past. And now I'm working to do something different. Pause. I couldn't find give for about a month to pay and meditate at my altar. I couldn't meditate for a month. I felt I had a block. So when I went walking, I would do a walking meditation when I remembered. Thank you for that. That is an important message. Oh my God, you just don't understand, bunny in bird, how important that message is. Which is, Bunny was doing meditations at her altar. Hey, it's Nade. Hey, Emir Sugarista. And then one day it wasn't working no more. Remember I said, if it ain't working, make note. Because, hey, Judy. Hey, Judy. It wasn't working anymore, because sometimes what you are doing spiritually, especially, and that's why we got to pay attention. What you are doing is not what you need now. You needed that then, but in this moment, you need a different kind of meditation. So sitting at the altar wasn't getting it. So now you got to be open for what your spirit is pushing you to. And then they were like, here, go walk. And that walking meditation, it was what you needed in that moment. We have to be connected enough to be able to feel the shift when your spirit is like, nah, we don't like chocolate no more. We want strawberry. And here you go eating chocolate. And your spirit like, but that ain't hitting. So then you eat some strawberry and they like, that's what I needed. Because it ain't one size fit all. You have to be flexible, There are different ways to get to what you need to get to. So if you're meditating, it's not that, you got to meditate every day for 5 minutes at 8:00. You have to do that until you don't have to do that no more. And then you either move on to the next thing. Maybe it's not the season for that. And so now, instead of meditating at the altar, now I'm cooking. And when I cook, I feel like my spirit is talking to me. So I'm just going to cook. Oh yeah, I'm working through my problem. Let me work through. And then that stopped working. Okay, well, let me journal. Maybe journaling. So this is all part of walking the path. Being able to switch it up is okay. There is no right or wrong way to connect to the energy that is guiding you. Sometimes you have to change things up. And so when you come from this rigid background of there's only one way to meet God, then you teach yourself that if you're not doing it this one way, you're doing it wrong. Right? So when I'm teaching spiritual tools class, one of the biggest hurdles for me is getting people to understand that they don't have to do it the way that I told them to do it. They do have to do what I'm telling them to do, but there's leeway in how you make spirit work. I might be able to sit at my ancestor altar and hear them like this. Oh, as a matter of fact, I used to go to this. We have things called misas, where you go and you speak to spirit, literally. And I would go in and everybody be like, and I see a lady standing there in a white dress, she rolling around. She said, tell you your grandmama said hi. And I'd be like, man. And then the other one be like, yep, I saw that. She had a white dress and green shoes. And they, she had on green shoes. I did see that. I'd be like, damn, I ain't seen nothing. Now I try to listen. So I thought something was wrong with me, because I was like, I don't see nothing. Come to find out, that wasn't my gift. I don't see. Like, I can't see nobody standing right there like in a green dress flowing. I can hear them. They be like, so tell them I said this. And I'd be like, Somebody said this. And it's not that I see them. So people be like, is that my grandmama or my great grandmama? And I can't see who it is. So I have to hear and feel. They be like, I'm like, I think they said this. It's your grandmama. So that's my gift. That's how my gift rolls. So you have to be open to spirit telling you and teaching you what your gifts are, how they interact with you. And you got to be flexible. That's part of walking the path. Your path is not the same as somebody next to you. Everybody ain't one size fit all. So be patient with yourself. One of my clients here that be here every Sunday and every Tuesday has a formula of listening to their spirit that involves writing things down on a whiteboard and then meditating on their porch to clarify the answer. And that technique has worked for them like clockwork. Now, that might not work for everybody. Some people do vision boards, and that's okay. What I want you to do is to learn to trust your intuition as you're walking this path so that you are comfortable knowing that what you are doing is right for you. If it flows and it's easy for you and it works for you, keep it. Now, that don't mean everything that's for you is going to come easy. That ain't what I'm saying. I'm saying if it's working for you, accept it. If it's not working for you, accept that too. That's part of working the path. Knowing that feeling confused is part of the path, is part of the process. Knowing that sometimes feeling isolated and alone and misunderstood, that's part of the path, and it's okay. This the part right here. Big transitions in your life, like looking like everything is falling apart, that's part of the path too. Because what that means is that you put your prayers in saying, I want change to happen in my life. I want things to get better. And sometimes before things can get better, they got to crash everything down that ain't working. That always looks like a really bad time. That's divorces. That is people dying. Sometimes that's it. Sometimes it's losing a job. Sometimes they got to move stuff out the way and you be really suffering through it in that moment, not realizing that they are answering the prayer that you put up, that you didn't even recognize that was what you was asking for. But when you asked for, God, bring me love in my life, they had to remove that thing that was actually not love in your life. What? You know what I'm saying? They had to remove from you the things that are unloving to yourself. So sometimes that's a real hard mirror that you're looking at like, oh man, I got this habit and that habit, and I'm doing this detrimental thing in my life, and I got these bad habits. And so now you in this circle of just like confusion and chaos. Like, why is my life so fucked up? That's part of the path. Because now it's kind of like when you clean the house, but it got to get all dirty first. You feel like every time I move something, it just get worse. And then all of a sudden, the house be like, cling, cling, cling. You put the last thing in the cabinet, like, well, now, it look like a whole new house. That's part of the path. And people are not going to understand your process. And that is part of the path. And even sometimes you are not going to understand your process. How did I get here? Why is this right here so hard? If I'm doing this right, why am I having such a hard time? Those are valid questions. That is part of the path. And what the answer is you are doing it right. But before you get to the light, you got to go through this dark path. And it's going to be okay. Just trust me. Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep walking in that direction and watch it clear up. That's right in the moment. But then it clears all out. Exactly. Hey, come on now. We was right here with it. In the moment. And I done had some of the moments. That's why I'm here to tell you. I have been in times where I was like, look, I know they ain't listening to me. I cannot be doing this right. Because what is this? And sometimes with spirit, I ain't even going front. Sometimes you need them moments where you just at your wits end and you be like, listen, y'all got to get it together because this is not working. Help me, help me. Like, you got to be like that. And then they be like, oh, shoot, it's an emergency. Let us get it together. That's part of the path. Yes, honeycomb. I am listening and learning so deeply right now. Look, one time I had to tell my ancestors and my old reaches. I remember this. Look, y'all, I ain't got no money. If I don't think Glitchy Gamer is still here, Glitchy Gamer with no job. When I didn't have a job, and I was literally about to get put out my house because I was like 3 months behind in my rent, and I had no job. I was like, look, y'all, let me tell y'all something. If I don't have no money, we all getting put out. All of us. We all gonna be on the street. We don't want that. And like that, shit started to change. Because you have to talk to your spirits and your ancestors like you talk to your friends and your family so that they can understand when it's an emergency and they can understand when they got to go into overdrive. You got to express that. And we be so like, I'd like to say thank you to all of my spirits who have helped me. I appreciate all the things. Thank you so much. And then you go away from the altar and you're like, God, I don't have the answer. And where is the rent? No, that's backwards. You got to be like, look, y'all. They done knocked on the door and they told me I got 2 days to get this $800. I need the $800 now. Like, and then they go in the overdrive. But that's because we haven't figured out the relationship, the partnership that we have with our spirits. We are partners. We partners. And so you got to be comfortable with expressing the spirit. Hey, this is what's happening to me. Hey, this Miss Demi Renee. Yes. Hey, Netta. So, but know that part of the path is teaching yourself that you are not, how do I say this? That spirit does not happen to you. It happens through you. What? It don't happen to you. God, if you just bless me with a good job and love and happiness and money. Like, no, God, let us work to get this good job. Let us work together to bring love and happiness and money into my life. God, show me the direction. Ancestors, let's put in that work. Spirit guides, show me the route. Like that, you in this game too. So you got to roll up your damn sleeves and get in it. And when people be on the side telling you that you wrong and that is dumb and that's the devil and that ain't how God works, you got to look at them and be like, I understand what you're saying, but I'm busy right now doing this work. I'll get with you later after I manifest the life that I'm trying to live. Then we can talk about how this don't work. But right now, I'm busy. It's the path. You have been called to live with spirit, to allow spirit to work through you, to manifest the destiny that you was brought here to experience. You got to do the work. You got to do the work. And it ain't always going to be easy. This ain't the, if you do the work, you going to have an easy life. This ain't that channel. This ain't that channel. If you do the work, you're going to have what it is you're supposed to have. That's different. That's different. Because see, some people got lives and it's not an easy life. You are called to do something that is challenging. And that's not a punishment. That's just what your gift is. So don't be looking at other people and their easy life and be like, well, I can't have what they have. Look within and see what it is you are brought here to do. What are you resonating towards? What is your spirit telling you is your path? And walk that and find the peace within that path. That's a hard lesson. Everybody ain't meant to be rich and famous. That is not the goal. That's how they get us twisted. They be like, your goal to create generational wealth and buy a big car and a big house and have fur coats. Like, no, that is not what we're here for. What that does is that takes your eyes off of God and puts it at the store. And that ain't where it's supposed to be. You just spoke to my spirit. Thank you. You came in just in time. That's what manifesting is. Some demanding and busting your ass and bumping heads. That need to be a t-shirt. Because that's exactly what manifesting is. Demanding and busting your ass and bumping heads. Because if you go into it knowing that this is work, then you are not mad at the challenges. You just know that's part of the game. Like, you can't get the hourglass figure if you don't go work out. And working out sucks. Same is true with spirit. There is part of spiritual work that just sucks. It's the having patience, waiting until the time, not getting things that aren't for you, even though you really wanted it. Like, all of that sucks. You want to be like, I touched it and it was gold. Like, no, that ain't spirit. That ain't spirit. And what I'm recognizing is that this world is pushing us towards things that we can buy. But when we talk about spirit, it is pushing us towards things we cannot buy, but that we have to earn with time and energy. Time and energy, that's free all day long, but it's harder. It's harder. So, walking the path. Let me summarize so I can get up out of here. It's 8:57. Thank you for sticking with me this hour. I'm glad that this resonated with people. Number one, we are doing something that is unique. When you are working with spirit, you start to walk towards your destiny. You start to hear this voice that's saying, you need to open that business. You need to work with your grandchildren. You need to go back to school. You need to do this at work. Like, you start hearing these urgings, right? And everybody's urging is that somebody might be, you need to bake cakes. Like, I need to bake cakes. Yes, your grandmama baked cakes and you bake cakes. I kind of like baking cakes. I didn't know. You start to figure out what those things are, and it may not fit into, oh, thank you so much. Lisa Love said tonight was beautiful. It may not fit into the vision that other people have of you, and that's okay. Because when you walk in your own destiny, you walk in your truth. And even in the challenging times, you still have that inspiration that keeps you going because you feel the peace of walking in your truth. That's what this is about. That's what working with your spiritual tools is about. It's not about riches. It's not about finding the perfect love. It's not about that. It's about walking in your truth and being comfortable in the space of the in-between. Oh, I'm about to cry. Because sometimes you don't get the one thing that you really want in life, that you think you want. Sometimes you don't get it, right? But when you walk in spirit, you recognize that your peace is whether or not you get this thing. Your peace is in walking in your truth. And your truth don't have shit to do with who is by your side, with how much money you got in the bank, with what kind of car you drive, with what clothes you wear. Your truth is connection to spirit. So if somebody dies, I hurt. My heart is hurting. This is painful. but I'm walking in my truth. And I know that they did what they needed to do in the time they needed to do it, and I'm going to be all right. If somebody walk up out your life, you get divorced, you get cheated on, you get all of that, you recognize that that's okay because I'm walking in my truth, and what is for me, and that is not for me. This is for me. I'm walking in my destiny. I'm connected to spirit, and spirit is bringing me everything in my life that I need. That's what spiritual tools do. So that when your whole life falls apart, you have the strength and the courage to keep walking to the better day. That's why we use spiritual tools. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. Because you can't control, this is the real truth. You can't control nobody. Can't control nobody. So they can fire you tomorrow. You can't control that. Somebody next to you could cough on you and you get COVID. You can't control that. You can have a abortion. You can have a miscarriage. You can get divorced. You can walk in your bedroom and your significant other is there with your cousin. You cannot change any of it. But in the middle of it, you have to keep going. And you got to keep going in a way that continues to nurture your spirit. That's why we use spiritual tools. That's why we use it. Because in the midst of all of that, you still got to be you. You still got to be you. Got to be you. So we're going to go on out there and be our badass self. Now, who spirit came through on that? I think that was my grandmama or somebody. Whoo! Spiritual tools help us make it through. That's all I'm saying. So this new path. Oh, shit. Oh, Bunny and Bird said, or his own cousin. Let us know. I don't know if I got spiritual tools for that. I ain't ready. Sometimes you don't be ready. And that's part of the path. I wasn't ready. So I just want us to know. You know you've made it when you look around and you see that that thing you thought you could not live without is not there. But you still feel good. You still have purpose. You still have focus. That's when you know you walk in the right path. And so if you're able to get to that through the church, fine. I love that. Because there's more than one way to connect to spirit. But if you get into that through your spiritual tools, know that you are okay. And that the people who are around you don't have to understand that. What has to happen is that you have to have peace of mind. You got to have joy in your life. And look, I'm telling y'all, joy is a spiritual tool. So if you're looking at your life and you're not laughing and you're not having happiness and you're not looking around and being like, man, it's a good time, it's time to add some new shit to your life. You need to at any and it ain't always got to be stuff you got to pay for. If running through the grass barefoot gets you there, do it. If you want to put your feet in the water, do it. You want to go swimming, do it. You want to sit with your feet up on your porch, do it. We need more joyful moments in our lives, and it don't have to be based on something that you got to pay for. They got us thinking the only thing that brings joy in your life are things you can pay for. That's the trick. That's, oh, you got to travel. You got to go on a cruise. Did you go to Morocco? Let's go to Dubai. No, that ain't always joyful. Do the things that bring you joy so that you can have happiness in spite of. In spite of. You know what I'm saying? In spite of. You are getting there, Janetta. You are getting there. I seen you, girl. You took a picture the other day. I was like, come on. Come on. Anyway, I have done my duty. It is 9:05. Y'all listen, those of you that came late, I'm giving y'all the warning that all of us get because we all in here. Sunday's card was the 5 of Swords reversed. Today's card was the 9 of Cups reversed. So this is a week that you need your protection up. You need your crystals around you. You need to take your spiritual baths. You need to put your salt around. You need to keep your Florida water on you. You need to keep prayed up. You need to put your altars up. Give your ancestors their water and their fruit and their food. Sit down and talk. Get guidance through the challenges because it's one of them weeks. One of them weeks. See, the devil that took my tongue. Anyway, peace, y'all. That's the end of Spiritual Tools Tuesday. I will see y'all Friday for the Friday Fun Day on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. I mean, no, not YouTube. What's that place? Facebook. Listen, y'all. I'm gonna try to change. I want to try to change Facebook to be a little bit more interactive, so that we can share articles that are spiritual or things that uplift us and have questions. Just interactive because Facebook is dead. So y'all, we gotta meet on Facebook and do some interactions. TikTok, I'm just gonna be clowning, and YouTube, I'm gonna start doing some tutorials and demonstrations on YouTube. So go on, and if you have not already, go on and subscribe to Mama Lewa on the YouTube channel. So in 2022, when I start doing the tutorials and stuff, you're already there. Oh, this is important. There will be no manifestation month for 2021. I know. It's horrible. I know. But I can't do it. I'm going on a trip. I'm not going to be able to be here for Manifestation Month. So I think I'm going to try to do a face-to-face Manifestation Month. I'm going to see if things open up. And then I'm going to try to do a manifestation retreat in 2022. So we may be meeting face-to-face. We're going to see how that works. Anyway, we'll talk more about that later. All right, peace, y'all. I'll see you on Friday. Bye, y'all. Bye, y'all.